What's up, you guys? FSC Speed Shop. I posted earlier I was going to do a live video today. I had some issues come up today with Orwell I wanted to get into a little bit. Plus, also, I usually schedule my videos to come out.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
My phone beeps. Tuesdays and Thursdays, leaving Monday, Wednesday, and Friday open. So either I throw a live or I put some car content from my shop on the channel. So I was going to do a live today anyway, although I don't have the greatest of news to report. I shouldn't say make it sound all negative. It's just today wasn't the best of days. But no troubles. It is what it is. Just having to get through. Let me start reading some questions here. Uh-oh, what happened to Orwell? She still moves under her own power. That's a good thing. Not an accident. Didn't crash. No, not an accident. No deer hits. Nothing like that. I had well, to be honest, the transmission's gone. I don't know exactly what's wrong, and I'm not necessarily near home either. So I've got to figure out how to bring it back home and start, obviously, a new bunch of videos on transmission replacement. I do have some options. I might start reaching out to some places regarding put some paid spots on the channel, maybe cut a little bit off the price of the transmission. I wish I had somebody here with me to read these comments here. Let's see. Howdy, shut down over here in Kentucky. Stupid ice light dry vans don't mix. Yeah, I guess not. That was John Leninger. Virginia truck spotting. How are you doing? Doing good. I'm in a hotel. Oh yeah, I'm in a hotel. Here real quick. Just to see, I'm in a hotel. I actually just woke up probably about an hour ago. I took a nap. I didn't sleep a hell of a lot last night. But plan was I was supposed to drop off the freight that I have now up by Rochester, New York, and then continue on down towards Massachusetts. And I'm still going to do that. I'm just not going to do it now. I'll gonna get ahead and get into it a little bit. Let more people get on the live here, and then I'll explain what happened to Orwell and how I'm going to deliver the freight and how I'm going to repair Orwell all at the same time. Let's see here how I'm going. How's it going? Any tips for rookies? Pay attention, I guess. Kicking Wing 16. Kick Joe Dirt. Mr. Dirte. I love that. When I see you shifting gears in less, you seem like it took forever to get any gear. You know what? That might be. It's done that since it was new. Always those last two gears, the high side of the transmission over high gear, which is all the way over to the right and then back, and the next one up, which is obviously all the way up against the dash. Those two when that box is cold always were slow, but maybe that's part of this problem. That's not what failed, or at least that's not what the issues were now. So I'm trying to stay in frame and being able to read here. So I wish I had somebody like Matt. Jen will be here later. She's on her way to come get me. Did I wreck? No. Transmission. Transmission's gone. No. Orwell's okay. Just transmission shot. So I'm out here in Ohio. Is what happened. I think I'm caught up with the questions here. Love my shirt. Yeah, I bought it up in. Am I gonna get a rental? Kinda. Sorry to hear about Orwell. I'll be taking the transmission company to figure out what's going on. I haven't even got out of the truck yet. I'm sitting here at the hotel. The truck is sitting still. Here's what I'm going to do. So let me explain to what happened and how it went down, and then I'll go ahead and get into. So go ahead and pause on the questions, guys, for a minute. Let me get and explain what happened. So I woke up this morning in Ohio at a service plaza, and I started headed east. Now, last night, it was kind of weird. Last night, I thought that the truck was making a little bit extra noise than normal when I was pulling into the rest area. But I also had my fan on for the heater on high. And the heat in the truck is not the best, and the blower motor for that truck is not exactly available. So I do need to take that apart and clean the motor out, or maybe oil the bearings, or maybe just figure out a way to rebuild that motor or get a used one and send it out. Either way. So I just thought it was the fan. I usually don't run it on that high for that length of time, being it was so cold. It was right around 0 degrees, like actual temperature. So I left it idle. I went to sleep. I got up in the morning and left like normal. I didn't do a video getting loaded yesterday at all. I wasn't filming or anything. I just got up this morning, did my intro like I normally do, put a GoPro in the truck, put a GoPro up on top of my freight, and then started driving down the Ohio Turnpike. Now, the last few videos I've done while I was driving in the cold, I don't know if you guys will notice, but I did. My transmission oil temperature was extremely low. My truck doesn't have any. My rear differentials don't have a gauge in them, which a lot of guys think they should. I probably will retrofit gauges, temperature gauges for the oil in the diffs. But it did come one with the engine. It did come with one for the oil temp in the transmission. Now in this extreme cold running light, the transmission oil, it barely even registered anything over like 100 degrees is where it started registering on a gauge. It was very low. So as I left the service plaza and started driving, it just felt like I was fighting a headwind, but I was heading east. I'm like, I don't remember it being windy. Okay, maybe it is. The engine seemed to be pulling hard, like the load was heavy or I was a little slight uphill. And then I looked down and the trans gauge was up. And then I didn't really think much of it. I was just going down the road listening to music, not paying no mind. Then I looked down and again, the transmission was screaming at 250 degrees. I'm like, okay, Orwell's wiring is a bit old. The gauge is the one that came with it when I had bought it. So maybe there's a problem with the wiring. So I stopped at the next service plaza, and as I pulled into that service plaza, the noise was noticeably louder. And if you've ever had a transmission fail or a driveline problem, you could hear it through your shifter. Now, Orwell, obviously, it's a long, elongated shifter linkage. So this rocking chair sucks. Anyway, it has a very long, elongated shifting linkage. So therefore, I thought, okay, maybe that's why it's a lot louder or maybe quieter than normal. I don't know. But I rolled down the window. I didn't really hear anything. So I parked the truck, and I was starting to think, am I dragging a brake or something? Because it just felt like she was pulling hard, like there was a lot of resistance against the truck. No, you come to a stop, release your brake, and the truck just rolls real slow. If the truck's got a drag and brake, you'll feel it just kind of lurch to a stop, and it won't roll easy. No, it's rolled effortlessly easy. But then I knew how screwed I was. Once I started going again, I put it in low gear, like first, or not, low is underneath reverse, then you got first, second, third, fourth, then you hit your splitter to go up, and then you repeat the process with another splitter. Anyway, so I started rolling, and then it was very obviously loud, sticking my head out the window. At this point, I was kind of like more worried about getting the truck off the road and get it parked than more worried about filming, which, I don't know, YouTuber, right? I should have thought, hey, go stick a GoPro on that magnet mount underneath the truck just to listen. I didn't think it. I'm sorry. If I move the truck, I will remember that. Anyway, so that's my GoPro. It's on charge. Anyway, so I got going, and it was really, really loud until I got to the high side of the transmission. So I limped it on down the road a little further, got off the toll road, got down the road a little bit, and I got it parked. Upon getting off the ramp to get it parked, a few of the gears wouldn't go in at all. I had to start off in a totally different gear. Splitting to the high side of the transmission, it did, and it got quieter. But then high gear, it barely sticks in at all. Like, when you guys that drive standard shifts would understand this. When you actually put it in gear, it kind of falls in with a thud. This one, it barely just nips the gear enough to get it to move. So I limped it over to a truck stop, and I got a hotel, and I'm going to have to start figuring a way to get it home, which I already figured that out. So now, let me wipe this lens. It just looks so grainy and terrible. There's a screen protector on this phone, and it makes it so it's hard to wipe the lens. Sorry, guys. I should have did that earlier. So let me read some questions, and then I will get into. Sorry, guys. Get a close up of me while I'm looking at the questions. Have I taken? Ian Edwards says, "Have you Edmonds? Sorry, Ian Edmonds. Have you taken the transmission to the company and figure out what's going on?" No, it's still in a truck. It just happened today, like this morning today. Let's see here. My brother, SBR Grendel 65. My brother is back trucking. He is in the office for a little while now, trucking again. Let's see here. Trying to get questions here. Get a rental to deliver the freight. That's kind of the idea. What I'm doing right now is Jen is on the way here with the Mercedes. And what I'm doing is I'm leased on with Widmeyer Express out of West Bend, Wisconsin. What I'm doing, so the freight I have, it's all LTL stuff. It's not like one big truck, and it doesn't have a hard appointment on any of it. We don't have all year to deliver it, obviously, and I certainly am going to wait that long. So what we're going to do, today is Wednesday. The plan was I was going to deliver one stop today and the other stops, all of them, all on Thursday, and to try to get it back home Friday. So right now, Jen is on her way here to come pick me up in the car. We're going to turn around and go right back home tomorrow and then drop me off at the yard at Widmeyer's. I'm going to then rent a truck from Widmeyer's and bobtail all the way back here to pick up the trailer and the load, leaving Orwell behind somewhere. And then I'm going to go deliver the freight. The good news is I have a double drop trailer, the same one I've been using. Matter of fact, you guys are still watching me haul that striker. I've had that same trailer since I filmed that video. And I think that video is getting on maybe 3 weeks old now. I'm not really sure. I know I have edited another week scheduled for YouTube uploads. I got a whole other week ahead of myself now. And then I have a back-to-back local load that I did, two of the same stuff. And then I have another load out east to Delaware and back. So, and then we get to where we are now. I did work on the truck actually last weekend. I got the air dryer heater working again. I got thanks to some people at Dying Breed Diesels on Facebook there, the Facebook group Dying Breed Diesels. I figured out how the fuel heater worked. Once somebody was able to tell me what it was called, I was able to look it up and find out, okay, they called it a hotline. So now I got the hotline working again. So then I thought I was golden good to go. Just now I got basic transmission troubles. So once I unload the freight, I'm going to come back, maybe get a partial to go with it also, because Orwell isn't exactly very big. I'll have to pull the stacks off the truck because Orwell stands like 13.5 to the tip of her stacks. So I'll pull the stacks off, I'll back her up onto that double drop trailer, and then I'll drop it off at my shop and then bring the company truck back to Widmeyer along with the trailer, and I'll repair Orwell. I did call around. I found a couple places that one can rebuild the transmission and the other can exchange the transmission. Both have warranties, but one is a nationwide company. So if I ever have a problem again with this transmission, even farther away, because right now I'm only 8 hours from home, so it's cheaper just to tow the truck home and then not have the major labor issue of having a truck stop, or not truck stop, but like Peterbilt or somebody else do the work and then probably screw it up. So I just had bad luck with shops. I mean, even the radiator that Peterbilt dealer did, they did a good job, but they didn't hook the ground wires to the radiator. I mean, why would there be a wire to a radiator, right? But there are. It's called a ground wire. So that's the basic plan. So right now the idea is I'm just waiting on Jen. Jen gets here, picks me up, takes me home. I get a company truck, come back here with a bobtail in it, hook onto the trailer, unload the freight, come back here with the empty trailer and tow Orwell home. I'll owe Widmeyer some money for using the truck, and that way I don't lose any revenue. I'll still, there won't be any revenue issue with the freight. So the freight will be delivered Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm sorry, Monday and Tuesday. Unless they're open on weekends, the first drop, then I might do Sunday and Monday. That'd be even better. But even if not, give me some time home. I already called everybody. They already know what the schedule is, so we're good to go there. Try my best to do good customer service so everybody's on the same page. with issues that come up. Damn it, over here. I read questions here, guys. Sean's cab overs. Ever climb into, after you climb into your 362, your ears pop? I guess he's saying it's very high. Just get a Penske to make it quick. Nah, that's okay. If Penske truck isn't hooked up right, I'm not gonna be able to detach the truck. I have no build. They're not gonna have build-up ramps to run our gooseneck trailers up onto their fifth wheel. I got that handled, and I'll get a better deal with Widmeyer than I will with any Penske. Hope it's going to be a simple fix. Lucky Orwell is a classic, no stupid computer junk controlling it. No, it's just I called Peterbilt to get an exact model number. My buddy up there, Peterbilt, the Pier, I don't know if he wants me to give his name out or not, but he knows me very well. He's real good at looking up my truck parts for me. Anyway, I called him and I says, "Hey, I got a bad transmission. Can you tell me what model transmission I have in this thing?" And he looked it up, told me what it is. It's an R. I don't remember exactly. It's like an RTLO 14613, I think it's called. Anyway, so yeah, I called a couple places. Like, oh yeah, it's not the most common transmission today, but in its day, it was a very common. It was like you trip on these things. So they're well versed in these things. The two places, and I've done business with both, doing transmissions and rear axles, or rear differentials, I should say, drive shafts, that kind of thing. So we've done business with both of these places. But either way, I'm trying to decide. I think I like the exchange one better because it's got a better warranty. Not so much the warranty's better, I should say, but the other place is only one place, and it's in Wisconsin, where the other place, it's all over the nation. I'm not giving in to who it is. You guys probably figured it out, but I'm going to try to do a product placement, a video with them. I'll approach them on it. It's a pretty big company, so they might tell me to go pound sand. So we'll see. But yeah, that's the idea, is just to get a good rebuilt transmission. I'm just going to guess a day to pull it out and a day to put it in. It's not like a 379 Peterbilt. I got to take like the whole exhaust system out. In fact, if I remove the battery box out of the truck, I actually could just lift it right out with a cherry picker. Or I could just borrow it. I don't have a transmission jack. I could borrow off my buddy Nate and slide a transmission out that way. It's not a big deal. Really not that hard to get a transmission out. Question is, do I do a clutch while I have it apart? Probably, but this one doesn't have it hasn't been giving me any issues, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it. Excuse me. How about an 18-speed as replacement transmission? Where's that? Diesel hard BR 218. How about an 18-speed as replacement transmission? No, I don't do enough low-speed work to worry about having to split the bottom side of the transmission. A 13 is basically an 18 without the ability to split the bottom. And since I had an 18 in my other Peterbilt, the 379, and I can count maybe in the 2 million miles I drove that truck, 2 million plus actually, that I drove that truck, in the amount of times I've ever had to use the lower end of the transmission splitter. So, no, I'm not going to waste my time with that. It's just extra expense I don't need. This isn't going to be the cheapest thing on planet Earth. Adam Fritz, hey from Neenah, Wisconsin. Hey, you're not that far from the shop. Oh, that doesn't mean come by. That just means you're not that far. Not trying to be rude, but I certainly do not need people just showing up at the shop at random. That's kind of weird. Jerry Baccarin, I probably butchered his last name. My dad truck always overheating. That's probably a problem with it. Need to take care of that, I guess. Edward Sorba, have you heard of Twin Stick Garage? Yeah, I watch some of their stuff. Not a lot, but some. It's he works on his trucks. He doesn't seem to use them. He works on them. I think he's basically a collector from what I know. I could be wrong, but he seems to be a collector. Canadian guy. Seems like a real nice guy, though. His wife's behind him with everything he does. That's pretty cool. Ben. Twin turbo Orwell and race it up Pikes Peak. Yeah, we need a transmission upgrade first there, brother. Gary Mayfield, original transmission to the truck? Question mark. It might be. It is the same one, meaning it's the same model. It's painted blue, same as the frame, so that doesn't really mean anything, but I'm going to assume it's original. It doesn't have that many miles on it. Orwell has over 1 million, a little over 1 million, but the exact is fairly unknown. So the speedometer hasn't worked the whole time I've ever owned it. It worked a little bit when I first bought it, but it never was accurate. Then it just quit one day. So I don't want to just replace it. I want to get it sent out and fixed. But even there, it's very hard to read because it's so far away and your steering wheel spoke is in the way. I just use the phone for a more accurate thing. But yeah, I do want to repair that too. I'll probably throw a center unit in there while I have the trans out and I think about it. Andrew Norris, you can get an 18 speed with 2 overdrives. Yeah, I'm sure if I wanted to modify this thing, I could do all that, but I'm not like one of these big YouTubers with and God bless the guys that do. I'm not one of these bigger YouTubers with piles of money to throw at it. You know what I mean? I can't just modify it. I only have one truck, and I was hoping a little more out of the bag. I was hoping to look at another truck this weekend, or not? Yeah, this weekend possibly, to do a build to run with Orwell. Also, was a spare truck for this. I would have to have a rent a truck. I was just fly home, get a ride home, whatever, and then fire up the other truck and then come rescue Orwell. It's when you run old equipment. Plus, it makes good videos. I think that other truck, you guys would really enjoy it. And I was wanting to go look at it, and I might still, but now I'm in a rental truck. I probably have to wait. That's okay. I got this. Oh, that was not smart. Just block the lens with your finger. There you go. Wish you luck, Steve. Sucks to have issues. Yeah, well, Rich Schultz, let me tell you something. If you don't have issues, you don't have a life. It's just things happen. You know, you have to come up over them. You know, the issues come up. I'll give you an example. Another YouTuber, he has no idea who the hell I am, I guarantee you. Another YouTuber I follow is Marty Zoffinger. Look him up. He started a YouTube channel with fishing off kayaks. Now he's doing a great loop on a 31-foot Carver, I think he's got. Twin engine 350s, and he lost an engine over an remote oil cooler hose that broke. And in the middle of starting a great loop, he didn't even make it far. He went from Tampa down to Cape Coral, started going up the Caloosahatchee River with it, and he's stuck on a marina replacing one engine, and then they didn't know that the one engine that he lost was a reverse rotating engine. In other words, Chevy 350, but it turns backwards. That way your prop spins the other direction. So that's how that happened. So anyway, so yeah, he's now replacing supposedly both engines now. That way the right-hand engine's brand new and the left-hand engine will be brand new. It's Matt calling me. He'll figure it out. So anyways, so in the middle of this trip, he wound up puking a motor, which he's got to overcome these problems. Is the whole point of it. So yeah, it's stuff like this here. It would have been nice to deliver the freight today. That means my paycheck next week from Widmeyer is going to be like pathetically small because it's just that one little backhaul that I did deliver this week, not last week. So, but whatever, that's it. So I'll still get my regular check the following week and so on. It's not like I'm broke. I don't have that kind of money to throw to just be modifying transmissions and things that I don't need. Sorry guys, I need to use this finger, not this finger. Oh, let's see here. Trying to look for more questions here, guys. Do you like a 13 or a 15 speed? I had a 15 speed once in a Freightliner. It had that backwards high gear was against the dash, but it only split the low side. That probably should have been like a dump truck transmission. An engine at short little legs too. Actually shorter than Orwell's, I swear. The top speed of that truck was like nothing. That was not the best spec of all. Get rid of some of your toys. No, it's okay. Some of that stuff at the shop ain't even mine, guys. Does your transmission shift harder in the cold? I also have a Kenworth K100 in winter. Seems pretty hard. The last 2 gears always were difficult to get into it. Just like something had to sync up before it would get in a gear for the last 2 gears. That might new transmission might solve that problem also. I don't know if that was the problem rearing its head or whether that's whether something else failed. I won't know. You know what? I don't even think I will ever know because if I do that exchange transmission, I'm not going to call them and says, "Hey, by the way, transmission core number 726781 failed because of this bearing or that bearing or this bushing or blah blah blah." I just be like, "Here's your old one. Take your new one. Have a nice day." And oh yeah, f you, pay me. Don't want their money. Let's see here. I'm sure you called her bar already. Then no, not them. I'm looking for a brand new. I'm not brand new. I'm looking for rebuilt. As far as I know, her bar is uh, they're like a junkyard for big trucks. They're right off of 41. 94, south of Milwaukee. There on the east side of the highway. Yeah, I'm not looking for a used transmission. I'll get a rebuilt one in exchange, or I'll take the one I have and send it to another place, and they'll rebuild it, and I'll basically bring it down and come back in 3 days and pick up my rebuilt transmission. Give me a delay in getting aluminum drive wheels. Maybe. I'm not exactly in a hurry, but it is only February. I was thinking spring, like April, May. So yeah, I don't see that. Would you ever come to California? California won't have me. My truck's too old. You guys think you're a whole nother country. Matter of fact, I was going to have to figure out a way to get to California because Matt has a car coming to him. And I have to pick it up on the West Coast. So I got to take a load out to Tacoma to go pick up the car at the port. Or I have to use the Dodge truck, Mr. Beefy, to go up there and get it. Originally, we were thinking the car was going to get sent to San Diego. So then I was going to try to either take Orwell out to go to like Arizona, and stay in like Yuma or something. Not Yuma. Anyway, go to Arizona, stay right outside the border, leave there at the truck stop, fly to San Diego, and then drive the car as long as the car would make it that far to Arizona, and then tow the car in, or it wound up being cheaper to ship the car to. It came out of Hawaii. The car was always on. His car spent the entire life in Hawaii. It used to be my older son's car. Now it's my youngest son's car. So I paid to have it shipped here to the regular 48 states. But it was half the money. I kid you not, half the money to go from Honolulu to Tacoma rather than Honolulu to San Diego. Probably because California charges so much to ship to ports, or maybe they have a Clean Air Act thing, CARB thing, like they do with the trucks for the container ships and the cargo ships. So it was cheaper for me to ship to Tacoma, plus also I can get over all the way to Tacoma. So that's late this month. I think the car arrives late February, early March. Sean has to send me the email with the dates and times, so when I could get the car. So that's literally a month from now. Why didn't we get the? Oh yeah, California. Not California. California Orwell is a no-go. Although supposedly you're allowed 1,000 miles a year, but we never registered for that, and I don't think I need it. Are you going to keep the stacks for Orwell? Well, not to tow it home. They got to come off. Can't wait to watch the salt off the roads. Yeah, it'd be nice. I get the bikes back out this year. I rode none last year. It's terrible. I got 2 motorcycles. I didn't ride any of them. Just, man, busy. Yeah, Yuma off I-8. Yeah, that was the thought. Fly out of Yuma and go to San Diego. But not, the car's going to Tacoma, so I could take the truck all the way there. Or we'll run Mr. Beefy up there to 98 Dodge with the car trailer. Mustang Brandon said, if you ever stop between Jellicoe, Tennessee and Knoxville, TA, I'll buy you dinner. That's okay, but appreciate the offer though. I get down there every so often, but not too much anymore. Ben said, what kind of bike do you own? Bikes. Somebody comments underneath their bikes. Yeah, I bought a brand new Harley Davidson, a 2014 Softail Deluxe, which basically is the kind of bike where if you don't have It has no bag, so if you don't wear it, you leave it behind. I have looked back and see older videos of that Harley. That's the only thing I bought brand new, actually, guys. Everything I've ever owned was used. But yeah, I bought that bike brand new. That was a lot of fun. And then I got a '85 Honda Goldwing that my dad. So I was watching something on the TV here. I got an '85 Goldwing that my dad used to own that I have from him that I keep going. And a Goldwing is a totally different type of ride than my dad's, than my Harley is, I should say. So it's definitely different. My dad's on a Kawasaki Vulcan now. It's a lot like my Harley, but a lot less powerful, obviously. So it's pretty cool. But he still rides occasionally, which is nice. I keep doing that, covering up the damn camera lens. It's Nomad. I don't have a four wheeler. I ride a 86 Honda Goldwing Aspen Cade. Mine's an 85 Goldwing Aspen Cade. It's a good bike. That 86, that should still be the 1200, right? Lucas GT64. Hi from Quebec, Canada. Well, hi from Ohio. Eric Zent. Steve, your shirt make me want to watch Blues Brothers now. Hope Orwell gets on the road soon. As you say, Dying Breed Diesel is a great resource to find information. Yeah, a couple smart asses on there too, but that's okay. It's a good place for information. There's a few others that I follow on Facebook, different groups because the cab over and so on like that. But yeah, those guys seem to know their crap, which is good. So, any other questions for me? Let's see. I've been 31 minutes, so still 344 people on here. I always forget, hit that like button. I don't know. I always say make sure you tell them any YouTube tutorial. Make sure you remind them to hit the like button and subscribe. I feel like I'm begging. I don't know if it does a difference or not. But you guys seem to enjoy these lives that I do every now and again. So I don't really like them as much because they're not as produced. I can't edit any mess ups like when I go to flick the thing and they cover the camera lens, like that. But I would edit that crap out. But yeah. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of what else to talk about. As far as Orwell, not much. There's excuse me. There is a possibility coming up in eventually. I shouldn't put a date on that. Eventually, I'll be moving the shop, not my crib, but the shop. That's a lot of stuff to move. Another opportunity came up with this same landlord to potentially get a bigger building. Not necessarily taller. It's not taller, it's actually shorter. Tall enough, though, I can still get the cab all the way up. I already measured it. We looked at it the other day. But it's longer, and I can get the trailer in, because if you look at how my setup is now, it never was the thought process to be working on semi-trucks in there, to be honest. The idea was the cars. But yeah, it's very hard to get a long truck in because of the pond and that grass berm. And it's impossible without a crane to get a trailer inside. So I do want to get my step deck put back together. So I need to get that inside and wait till spring. I don't like working outside anyway. I like to have I'm spoiled. I like the nice floor and all that, whatnot. And I don't like working in the cold. So anyway, I might have the opportunity to get a bigger building, big enough to get the whole truck and trailer in simultaneously. It might actually fit to where I can get and still be attached if I have a short cab or. But yeah, I might be moving. That'll be an interesting deal to do that. Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. It's so much crap. I'd rather move the apartment. It's so much easier, so much less stuff. Will you have that in a group? I don't see. What Tommy West? What happened to your truck? Oh yeah, I guess I should keep bringing up to people just joining in here. I'm at a hotel in Ohio. Lost the transmission, so I'm not going to get into the whole big spiel of what happened to it. But the transmission's going out. It still moves under her own power, but it will not make it home. I guarantee you that. And it will not make it far enough to drop the load that I have on. So what I'm doing is I'm at the hotel. Jen is on our way here with the Mercedes. Then we're going to turn around in the morning. We're going to go back to Wisconsin. We're going to get a company truck from Widmeyer, and I'm going to rent that. And I'm going to come back here, bobtail. I still have a double drop trailer that I've been hauling. The same one I had with the striker load, the last striker load. The last one you guys saw, the one I think the unload video was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So that trailer I still have. I've ran many more loads with that trailer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back here bobtailing with the company truck, and then I'm gonna leave Orwell behind, and then I'm gonna take the load to go deliver it, and then come back with the empty trailer, take the stacks off of Orwell, load her onto the truck, him. This just sounds weird. Anyway, put Orwell on a trailer and then tow it home, and then I'll start pulling the transmission out and get that replaced. I'm not going to rebuild the transmission myself, but I will replace it. So either I'm going to do a rebuild on the one I have by sending that out to a company that does that, or I'm going to go to another company that takes your core and it gives you a good transmission, and you just swap it out, cross dock on a. Literally, I'll just scoop it out of my pickup truck with a forklift. So that's the basic game plan, and then put oil back on the road. I'll be home empty, and I just got to go bobtail back to the yard to go get another trailer. Beyond that, that's the plan. See, the transmission took a crap on me, but I managed to limp it off the road. It probably could get up to highway speed, but let me tell you, that thing is just making all kind of terrible noises. Transmission should not sound like that, but it does. Let's see here. Whoa. Mustang Brandon. Is it Brandon? Yeah, Mustang Brandon. I also have a 2016 Road Glide I bought new with 118,000 miles on it now. Wow, that's a lot of miles, brother. On a 16? How in the... That can't be right. How in the hell do you put 118,000 miles on a 4-year-old motorcycle? Maybe 5. I mean, whoa! I'll tell you, that's a lot. That's a lot of miles for a Harley. I know it could be done, but holy smokes! I think I only have like 26,000 on mine. And it's a 14, but I haven't ridden it much the last couple of years. I know, terrible, right? I'll have to do some more videos with riding a bike, but you guys won't watch that crap. I put the car videos up, and nobody watches. I say nobody, but not many. Y'all watch the analytics. Put a car video, truck. Put a car video, poof. Nobody watches that stuff. But I need to remain versatile with the channel. What do you prefer, bikes or sports cars? Why choose? It depends on the car, I guess. I have friends. You see older videos. I have friends. I don't know if the Ferrari guy's a friend anymore. His wife don't like me anymore, so I guess he can't like me anymore. It's kind of sad. Sorry, but now I got a buddy with a Lamborghini Huracan. I never rode that. I never rode in that thing, but I do have a goal to buy a Huracan one day. It is a goal, I know, but I do have I just love that car. I want one. Oh man, that one I saw when I did that vlog. You guys should look back videos when I met Daily Driven Exotics and Savage Garage. There's an in-between video where the dealership that was hosting the Speed Rally meet and greet, they had it was like 3 or 4 year old Lambo Huracan, beautiful car. I mean, oh man, let me tell you, this thing was gorgeous. Just the colors, the way it was set up. Oh, it was beautiful. The car was beautiful. And that's what I get thinking. Anyways, the car was like 3-4 years old. Used. It was sold as used. 3-4 years old, and it's 700 miles. On the odometer. Nobody drove it. But it was used. Somebody bought it, never drove it. Terrible. Randy, well, the bike rule is if it doesn't fit in your pocket, then you don't need it. Keep up with the good videos, by the way. They never break close to home. Not close enough. It's only 8 hours away. It's not terrible. When I hit that deer, I was further away. Even if you go with a 4-axle truck, will you have room? In the new place, yes. But it's not even ready. It'll be a while. Landlord totally has to. He just acquired the building, is what it is. So he has to revamp it all to make it good to make it into shops. And there'll be other tenants in the building. It's not just one big building and I'm the only tenant. That'd be nice, but I don't need that kind of space. But no, there'll be other tenants in there as well. But basically because he, long story short, he offered it to me. I've been leasing with him for quite a long time now. So he offered it to me if I wanted it. And I looked at it. I was like, at first I was like, no, I don't want to move all this crap. Then I got to thinking, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? The channel has changed over to trucks. I could use the bigger area to get the trailers in. And I decided, yeah, if he's going to build it up to be a really cool shop, then let's do it. So I saw it in its rawest, the raw form. Oh, bro, it was terrible. But I know what the building I'm in looked like before he bought it too. So he does great work. So I anticipate having an awesome shop once I move there. As if I don't do a Darren McDonald, do a video with you bobtailing the rental. Oh, I will. The whole thing is going to be vlogged. There's no doubt about it. I was kind of thinking it'd be kind of funny because, matter of fact, I'm charging the GoPros. I had to wash them too. This one I cracked. I had one of the videos I had it real low to the ground on the trailer facing forward, and a road pebble must have nailed it. It still works, just the screen's cracked. So this is the better one. This is the GoPro Hero 8 black. I don't know what black compared to everything else is. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys or not. Anyway, this one's better than the other one. Well, yeah, here's the other one. So this one's got a busted screen too, but not as bad. This is a Hero 7. I'm not going to use it. Why am I wiping the lens? I lost one just like this one when I was hauling that one Peterbilt, and it fell off. I was able to find it and recover the SD card, but everything else was junk. Open that, slide the battery out, and the SD card's right there. But yeah, so I bought this one as a replacement. That's before you guys really started following the vlogs real good. And then I wanted to get a second camera angle, so I bought another one. It's the Hero 8, which was more money. And that one busted the screen in the back. So I tend to use this one more inside the truck and use this one outside the truck because this one, although it does have a small crack in the screen, this one's more water resistant now than this one is. And while I was here, I actually have, I'll show you real quick. Because of the road salt, I had to put, I had to deal with, the GoPros get nasty. So I went and rinsed all the parts. I just soaked them in the sink and rinsed out all the different parts. Your cage for your Hero 7. This one is how I grabbed the back of the headache rack bar with that. And all your different attachments and things, all your knobs to tighten them and so on. I just wanted to rinse all the salt off of them is what I did. So that's I figured utilize the time to do that. So gave it a bath, gave myself a bath. Good to go there. Not a bath, but you know what I mean. All right, let's see here. Are you going to go with an 18 speed? Nate of Elmia said that. No, we're just going to replace what works. What works fine, so we're going to leave that alone. Mudflap 1978. Hi from East Texas. Hello from frozen Ohio. And you get the tow back to the frozen tundra. Have you looked into micro blue bearings for trans and wheel bearings? Sean's cab over said that. No, I have not. Why? I've been buying Timken. When I did the front wheel bearings on Orwell, those were Timkins. When I put the rears in before I did the channel, not the rear, like the rear differentials, the rear I put. And that's the other thing too. You guys keep telling me, somebody's like, go to hub piloted wheels, go to hub piloted wheels. I just put all new bearings in the back of the thing. Why would I do that again? So no, I'm gonna stick with what I got. But no, they're all Timken. It's just what Truck Equipment sold me. Paul Kula, love your truck videos. Hope you get back on the road soon. Oh yeah, I don't anticipate you're gonna be down long. I mean, but yeah, I'm gonna vlog the whole thing. I'm gonna vlog the whole thing with I get squirreled one thing the next. So I was talking about the GoPros. But yeah, I'm gonna vlog the whole thing. So I'm gonna trip back. I mean, granted, it's in a car. It's not gonna be the most fun video. And then bobtailing here with the company truck, and then delivering the freight with the company truck, and loading Orwell, and the whole thing. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a whole thing. But you guys got a lot. You guys got some videos coming up to watch. So go ahead and obviously if you're watching this, you probably subscribe. But hit that notification bell. That way you get it. I've got a bunch of loads still to do with Orwell before we get into the breakdown of the transmission. But yeah, we're certainly going to do that. That's going to be content. I mean, please. Why would I not put that out as content? Absolutely, got to put that as content. Sorry, thirsty. Let's see here. I'm trying to go through here. A lot of people say, hey. Rick Scott said, hey, from Youngstown. Rob Peters. Do you know that George Orwell is not his real name, right? It's actually Eric Arthur Blair. No, I never knew that. Seriously, I don't know if that'd be true or not. It doesn't matter to me what his real name was. Everybody knows. Everybody knows about Orwell. Man, what a... Man, he was just late. He wasn't wrong. He was just late. Love the channel. Do you ever STV 922. Love the channel. Do you ever go as much south of the turnpike in Ohio? Sometimes. Yeah, some of the videos have come across 70. If you've seen some of the older videos, have come across 70. So, usually I'm up on 80 though. It's just the East Coast freight, Northeast stuff pays better, which is why I take it. The pay is just better. Everybody else doesn't want to do it. So, okay, price goes up. Fine by me. Put more money in my pocket. I grew up out there. It's not like I'm afraid of it. You should really get a Alex Remillard. I'm terrible with names, guys. You should get a really strong magnet for mounting on the outside of the truck. Yeah, I did. I just bought recently one of those magnets you hook like a wide load flag to. I glued a GoPro mount to it. I've been using it in the last handful of videos, but you guys haven't seen it yet, or how I've done it yet. But I do have one. Bunch of videos coming up. I'll start utilizing that magnet mount. I don't really talk in videos with the equipment I use, but maybe I should. I don't know. I'm just trying to it's not. I try to make it out that you guys are with me, not showing you how I did it, but rather take you along for the ride. That's kind of how I try to make it work. I don't even know what that is, Christopher Marlowe. It might be, I don't know if you typed it wrong or busted my chops on how I talk. Some people do that. Rooting for you, looking toward the Rescue Orwell videos. Yeah. Orwell's had it rough from that deer, and then now this. That's all right. It happens. My other truck was no different. That other truck ate clutches terribly. Seemed like that transmission was always... Ray Wilson, what's up? What happened to Orwell? Okay. I probably ought to mention that. I'm in a hotel in Ohio. Orwell lost her transmission. It went down on me. She started making some noise. The temperature started getting really hot really quick. The engine was acting like it was pulling a heavy load, even though I don't have a heavy load on. So there was always some resistance to it. And I was able to get it off the road. I stopped to check it out, at which point when I got going again, the low side of the transmission was extremely loud. Got it going again. I got it over to where I'm sitting now. Obviously, I'm not going to get into where I'm at, but I got it to where I'm sitting now. Got a hotel across the way. But as I got it off the road to bring it to the truck stop in the hotel, some gears I couldn't get into anymore. High gear would barely get in at all. So it's just not shifting right, and the low side is definitely busted. It just sounds terrible. I did video some of it. I am going to have to move the truck again, so I'll put a camera underneath the truck to try to catch the sounds and sights of the... Well, you won't see nothing other than the transmission and a spinning drive shaft, but try to get sounds. So yeah, transmission's out. So Ray, what I'm doing is Jen is on her way here with the Mercedes. And then we're going to go back to Wisconsin. We're going to grab a company truck with a rental and rent the company truck. So what we're going to do. I'll bobtail back, and then I'll use that truck to deliver the freight that's on that double drop trailer that I just had gotten done. Well, you just saw this trailer. I had this trailer this whole time, which is weird. I usually don't keep the same trailer for that kind of length of time. But anyway, I have the same double drop I just dropped that striker off with on the videos. I got probably 3 weeks of more videos to come out. But anyways, we're going to go leave Orwell here, take the trailer and the company truck rental out, deliver the freight, and then come back. Then we're going to put Orwell back on that trailer and then tow it back to Wisconsin, at which point I'll pull the transmission. That's the game plan. Let's see here. Samuel Goddard, do you have any interest in 40s, 50s, like needle noses? Absolutely. Why, you got one, or someone's selling one at reasonable price? Absolutely, let me know. hit that back, Sam Goddard. If you know anybody that's got an old needle nose that would be for sale, that's not like outrageously priced. I don't need like a museum piece. I would destroy that. I need something that like I take the Ed Bolian from Vin Wiki's approach on something. You don't want to drive like a really really fine example of a really nice truck and just using it wrecks them. I mean, let's be frank. We beat them like workhorses. That's what they're built to do. But if you take a Survivor or something restored, man, that would just seem wrong. I'd rather build it up better. So yeah, if you know of a truck that a needle nose truck that needs quote restoration that could be put on the road without having to like completely just rip it apart, yeah, reach out. Let me know. Festcheckshop@gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of me. Festcheck, FESZCHAK shop, SHOP at gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of me. Or look up on my Instagram, FSC_speed_shop. And that's two ways to get a hold of me that way. But yeah, if you know someone that's got a needle nose that isn't crazy expensive, I might be interested in that. That's why I wish I had a spare truck. I wouldn't have to rent this one. I've been keeping an eyeball on Marketplace. I've seen some things of interest. Horse feathers, I'll get back to you. That's that was horse feathers. I'm on here, horse feathers. Hi Steve, how many love the channel. How many miles on the cat since the new rebuild? Do you ever find a new exhaust manifold for it yet? I haven't even looked. To be honest. Everybody says go PDI. I might. I haven't even had the time to look. My whole thing right now, the last couple of weeks, was dealing with the cold and finding out my truck was not as well equipped for the cold as I thought it was. So we've had a couple issues regarding the cold, but never froze up, and I never was able to not get the truck around. But we did have a hose.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
I got a voicemail. Do have a hose issue that came up, but got through that easy. Hello from Charlie Moore. Hello from Green Bay. Sorry about the truck. Mine gelled up this morning. T600. The Orwell had a fuel filter issue a while back, and it wasn't a frozen issue. It was just the filters jammed up. She lost oil pressure once about a week ago. It was like about 5 degrees coming home. Had a low fuel pressure. She was freezing, but it didn't cause a problem where I couldn't keep going. I got her home, changed the filters, good to go, and then I started trying to figure out, is the fuel heater working? No, it's not. So that's why I posted that question with the fuel heater on Dying Breed Diesels, and somebody recognized what kind of fuel heater I have. And once I was able, it wasn't, I was constantly Googling, looking up Peterbilt fuel heater, Caterpillar fuel heater. But I didn't know if it was a Caterpillar part or a Peterbilt part. Turned out it's called a Peterbilt hotline. Arctic Fox makes the exact same thing today. But now I know what it was able to look it up and find out how it worked, and then able to make it work yet again. And it works fine now. Thoughts on a Super 10 transmission? I drove them. That was Sean's cab overs. I drove them. What truck was that? That was that T600 Anteater Kenworth that I had. I driving as a company truck for Price Trucking back in the day. P12 was the truck number. If anybody worked for Price, P12. I drove that truck for a while over the road. That had a Super 10 in it. Took a while to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it's fine. I like having the ability to split the gears, so I like your 13s, your 15s, but the only 15 I had, you split the low side, not the high side, which was worthless. But I'm sure they make a 15, you split the top too. But my 13 is exactly like an 18, except you can't split both sides. Is it single, Ray Wilson, is it single or twin countershaft? I don't know. It's an RTLO 14613. No, RTO 14613. That's what Peterbilt calls it. So I was able to source it and find out where I can get one rebuilt. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get it rebuilt. I don't know if I mentioned that to you, Ray, or not. I have two options. I'm gonna approach both, maybe with a product placement thing to maybe knock some price off of it. But one option is to take mine out, send it out to be rebuilt, and then come back and put it back in my truck. There's a warranty with that, but it only is that one place. The other place is I give them my old one, they give me a new one or rebuilt one, and I take that, and they take mine, rebuild, and sell to who else wants it. That place is a national company, and if ever a problem out on the road, granted I'd have to pay labor to have it removed, um, the transmission would be warranted. So I think the warranty's better with the second place, but it's more of a national company, and they might not be willing to do a little discount with me for product placement. And granted, I'm still baby channel anyway. I only got, I mean, I'm really grateful for having 25,000 subscribers, but compared to others, and it's kind of low rent. I don't know how much money that's worth in advertising, but I'll definitely approach them anyway. Hello from Connecticut. That's Jack Connors. Hello, Connecticut. It's cold here. Also, love the vids. Good luck, Steve. Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't really think I need luck as much as I just need just keep working. That's exactly what I could do. James Hart, that 15 speed was high gear up against the dash? Question mark. Yes, it was. Exactly what it was. I think it was called the RTLO. Whatever the model number was after that, I don't know. I was not a fan of that transmission. The truck was short-legged, and I don't do I have no need to split the lower end. I don't need to. Why would you split first gear? I mean, it's already low enough, right? I get it. Dump trucks could use that, for trying to keep up with the road grader, stuff like that. Sometimes you got to back up long distances. You might need that kind of stuff for slow. For a road tractor, it's useless. I thought, anyways. Hit that like thumb. Absolutely. RTLO means R, Road Ranger. Twin counter shaft. L means inertia over. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. You know what? I don't know. That truck I had. Shoot, man, I'm 43 now, and I bought that truck. Oh, let's buy the GoPro. Beeping. I'm charging them. I bought that truck in 2000, so that's how long ago it was. I was told it was an RTLO. But yeah, Ray asked me about the transmission. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. I never messed with that. This truck, it shifts regular, like if you're sitting here like this, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, hit your range, and then what would be first gear, high, low, second, high, low, but it's really higher up. And then of course you got your low gear, which is right underneath reverse. So, okay, Eric Miller, we are not friends. 75 here in Arizona, ever haul loads this way. Not very often. We used to every now and again, but my truck can't go to California, so we usually don't get loads that go to Arizona, and then if we ever did, backhauls are a problem, so I rarely ever get out there. I've been out there in years. But you got better luck seeing me with a car down there just going out there, because I always want to take a 4x4 to Glamis. And I was thinking about after I rented a Jeep when I went to go visit my other son in Hawaii. I rented a Jeep, and that rental Jeep may have seen some sand, maybe for a little bit, maybe. I always like Jeeps; they're cool. But anyway, I always want to go out down there to Glamis, which is actually in California side. But yeah, I've buddies of mine in the past had sand rails and Jeeps and stuff, so I know all about Glamis and Pismo Beach and California City and all those dunes out there. Although, yeah, dunes in Michigan, too, I found out. But one of these days, I'll figure it. eBay has one for $28.95 right now. Rob Peters says that. My guy's cheaper. Not much, but cheaper. And I can get it now. I don't have to worry about having it shipped. But, yeah, they're not that terrible hard. Ray Wilson said, hang on. Samuel Goddard, sorry if it came across as having annoying and needle no Steve. Just wondered if the older trucks floated your boat. Glad they do. I run a Diamond T 1980 in the UK moving World War II tanks. Oh, that's cool, dude. You got to film that. Or they figure out something how to get that on the internet, man. That just sounds cool. Ray Wilson, I think that's a twin counter shaft. You probably get one fairly reasonable or have that one built. There should be plenty of those around. Yeah, from what I understand, this transmission's a dime a dozen in 84. I don't know if they still use that transmission now or variants of it, but yeah, I already found from both places I spoke to. And granted, bear in mind, Ray, I've dealt with both places in the past with other transmissions and other differentials. So Parts are easy to get for that transmission if I go to rebuilt route. And the other place, I just call them a day ahead, and they'll have it on their loading dock the day I arrive. They just need 1 day turnaround. And let's be frank, today's Wednesday. I won't be heading home till tomorrow, and I'll be getting a rental truck tomorrow or Friday, probably tomorrow. So I'll leave that at the yard. I'm only 8 hour drive from my house, so I can leave my house Sunday morning and be here Saturday morning, I should say, be here Monday morning. Gotta bear in mind, a rental truck's got an ELD in it now. That's please don't demonetize me for that. So I gotta, if I leave Saturday, I could be here Sunday, pick up the trailer Sunday, and then deliver Monday, the first stop, deliver the rest of the stops Tuesday. Should be back here a week from now. So today's Wednesday. That puts me back here in 7 days to load Orwell, be back at my place Thursday. Start ripping it apart. So probably get it there Thursday, have it out Friday, give me the weekend. Monday I should do the swap. Not this Monday, the following Monday. And of course I'm going to video the whole process. It'll be kind of funny watching me drive this much newer truck. I don't know what they'll be sending me. Probably a Freightliner. Maybe a Kenworth. I don't know. I didn't ask. I was just happy to be able to have one available. It's set up to do our trailers. Somebody was saying, get a Penske. Well, they don't have build-up ramps to get underneath these trucks. And I will never be able to get Orwell towed home with a truck that doesn't have build-up ramps the way we have the mechanical detach. So even if I rented a Penske, I'd have to somehow figure a way to make the gooseneck work with a truck that's not designed to work with. So that's why we're going to use a company truck. But I do want to try to get a different, another truck as a spare. That we could do this all in-house without having to deal with a rental from the company. Oh, Woodmeyer's is cool with it, though. I mean, we've dealt with that stuff before. They've always worked with me. I mean, I've been with them for crap. When did I start with them? 06? 05, 06, I think it was. I think January of 06. See, I've been with them for a long time, so we worked very well together. And that's why, honestly, it's why I'm living in Wisconsin, is because of that company. If it wasn't for that company, and my one buddy down in Florida, Gene Lasker, he's always busting my chops. When are you going to come down here and make some real money in Florida? I'm like, dude, I'm in a good spot. I don't want to mess it up, you know. Plus, I got Matt's in high school. I don't want to leave. And Woodmeyer's is the only reason I'm still in Wisconsin, because believe me, I don't like this cold weather at all. I'd rather live in Florida or Texas, but I don't know if I can make the same money down there, unless the channel absolutely blows up. But so far, it's still growing, but the growth has been slow. But either way, I appreciate it. But no, that's why I'm still in Wisconsin, is because of the company I'm with. I don't want to jump ship, especially now. We survived the Great Recession of '08 with this company, and nowadays the economy is probably going to go into the toilet. But I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. The Wall Streeters seem to still like this new economy, but who knows? I survived it. I survived good times, survived bad times. I'm not leaving a place that, we're not recession proof, but I survived with this company. So if hard times are coming, I'd rather be with these guys than anybody else. And times like this is also why you just make a phone call, boom, it's handled, done. I don't even have to sign paperwork. It's just done. No problem. It's a family company. Love it. Absolutely love it. God bless Fritz Widmeyer. I'll tell you that. Ray Wilson again. Go see Rodeo Reed if you go to Arizona. He will introduce you to his horse Lunchbox and his Peterbilt Old Blue. You know what? I might have to start doing stuff like that. Just traveling to do videos with other people that want to do a video with their truck. That'd be kind of cool. What I really want to do eventually is go overseas and do some vlogs with do ride-alongs with other trucks in like Europe, especially, where at least I can speak the language, understand what they're saying, because I only speak English. So it'd be like I couldn't go to Italy and vlog with Italians because I'd be lost. But places that speak English good enough to where I'd understand them, or they would understand what I say. I'd like to do that in the future, but only if I can make money doing that. I mean, I don't want to pay money to go do something for work to not even have to be a push. James Hart, my boss has a 1970 Diamond Rio C114 with a tow truck body on the back. It's just sitting in the weeds. Oh, I hate hearing that, but man, they are expensive to upkeep just to look at. There's a guy, one of my subscribers, there's a guy out by east side of Ohio. He's got a 352 Peterbilt, if I remember right. And he wanted to get together with Orwell, do a video, and he wanted pictures of Orwell with his truck. And I'm like, man, your truck is so much nicer than mine. But he doesn't drive it. Like on the road, well, he drives it, should say, but he doesn't work the truck. It no longer pulls revenue freight. But like I said, if I was the other guy about the needle nose, I'd love to get one, but I would pull revenue freight on it. So I wouldn't want a really nice specimen. I would do like Ed Bullion does with his exotics. Get something that's already got a crappy Carfax, already kind of beat up, already lost value. Now you could drive it, not worry about devaluing the vehicle by driving it. So, granted, he's talking about Lamborghini Murcielagos, and I'm talking about Peterbilts, but somebody asked about sports cars, bikes, why choose? So, yeah, that's maybe one day in my life. I just don't see it. But then again, Stradman used to live in his car at one point, too. And there was one day, nobody ever heard of a guy that worked construction named Cody. You know of him as Whistling Diesel. So, these things happen. It's goals. I'd love to have that happen to me without the problem. How much does Orwell weigh? That's a good question. I'll have to circle back on it. No. I truthfully don't know. Oh, but what was it? I think my empty weight with the trailer is like 32. So I'm pretty light. I don't know what Orwell weighs alone, but with it like a trailer like I have, my empty weight's like 32,000. You are very well liked. 0 thumbs down. Well, that's good. That's excellent. Loving that. Sean's cab overs. I have Orwell's older brother, 1972 Peterbilt 352 with its original 1693, and it's blue. Oh, that's cool. You know, somebody else reached out to me, had a newer Keen truck. Looks exactly like Orwell. Looks better than Orwell, actually. Pulls a reefer with it. He reached out, sent some pictures of it. I thought that was kind of badass. What kind of fuel economy do you get? Yeah, about 5. Anonymous Google user. I'm going to get my CDL now, and I have one very important question. Okay. Hopefully I'm not getting trolled there. Let's see. Ask away, brother. I got nothing but time. I'm sitting in a hotel waiting for Jen. What's up with the shifter in the last video? Look, it had a lot of extra play in it. Cab overs typically have extra play because there's a lot of linkage between the shifter and the transmission. And Orwell being old as it is, some of it's wobbled out a bit. I want to even do a video of me doing a service on that truck. And I'll show you the linkage. Because the linkage, when the cab comes up, it pivots with the cab as it goes. And that's a linkage that goes from here, the hinge point, to a gearbox, which is up here. And then that gearbox is where your shifter is. And it all rides down like so. So there's another arm here that goes the length from the pivot point down to the transmission, which is like this way, over here, like over here. And it, in, out, what it does, it rotates and ins and outs. There's a video where you see it all working where it's an older video. It was after the excavator that I brought to, where the hell did I bring that to? I had a big 90,000 pound excavator. Well, I weighed 90,000 pounds. It wasn't 90,000, but gross was 90. Anyway, after that excavator, I had another load of skid steers that I had picked up. Oh, no. I still had the excavator on. Sorry, it was one of the last videos. I had the excavator still on the truck. I put a GoPro on the frame, and you can watch the throttle move. You can see the view of the engine. You can watch the throttle move, the shifter linkage work as I shifted the whole bit. I just let it underneath there. And you'll see it all work underneath how it works. But yeah, all that linkage makes slop because every joint has a little bit of play in it. 6 joints later, it's going to have play. That sounded weird. Sean Hall Jr., how's the truck going? Bigfoot with Internet, what's up? Okay, I guess I keep forgetting to mention it to you. It's been an hour now. Yeah, Orwell lost her transmission. I am in a hotel in Ohio. The truck is across the street at a truck stop, and what I'm doing is Jen is on her way home to come and get, or sorry, Jen is on her way here with the Mercedes to come and get me. Then we're going to ride back to Wisconsin. I'm going to get a company truck from Widmeyer's, the company I'm leased on with, and I'm going to rent that truck. I'm going to bobtail back, pick up my trailer, which is the double drop trailer, the same one I used with the Striker video you just saw yesterday. So I'll pick up that trailer with the load, because I'm under a load still, and I'm going to go deliver that freight to New York and Massachusetts. Then I'm going to come back here, put Orwell on that trailer, and then drive it back home and then drop off the truck and trailer at the yard. At which point I'm going to pull the transmission and have it either rebuilt, or I'm going to swap it out for a rebuilt one just to give them the core. They have the other transmission. We simply cross-dock it with my pickup truck, and then I put the rebuilt in Orwell. That's why I'm here. So I'm just waiting for Jen to arrive. Last I heard, she was in traffic in Indiana. So that means she's got to be around Gary. James Wallace says, go to Sweden and do a ride along with Angelica Larson. She has a YouTube channel and also does a similar format to your channel. Not hard to look at either. You know, I think I never watched a video of hers. I should check that out. But yeah, the other one I watch a lot is Razor Kitten. She's in Sweden. She does, that's all she ever drives, the cab overs. They got Scanias, and there's another one, I think maybe a Volvo, but usually she's driving them Scanias. But she never stays in the same truck long, I noticed that. But yeah, the trucking over there is completely different. Like, everything's different. So, although you guys can help out with that, reach out to these people, let them know about what I do, and maybe I can make something like that happen. But these people have bigger following than I do, and I'm willing to bet you none of them know of me. So you guys can make that happen. I comment on some of the videos, but you know, it's how many comments do they get, right? But yeah, you guys can make it happen as far as putting me together with some of these people, as far as doing a video collaboration if they were to want to do something like that. But be that as it may, I don't think they would hear me if I just leave comments. So you guys blow up their comments, let them know, hey, go check out this American guy down in down in the States, blah blah blah. You figure out how to make that work. I don't think anything I could reach out would ever make the difference. But I don't know. We'll see. I still think my channel is quite small for a lot of these people to want to pay attention. Naughty says they are in company trucks, so they don't have a permanent truck unless they do tramping, sleeping in a truck for a week or more. I think a lot of people refer to that here as slip seating, but no, it's just they have a truck that doesn't have a driver because, like every other trucking company, you can't keep a driver worth the salt for any length of time. So we have trucks available that put drivers in that they just can't find a good driver to drive the damn thing. So I lucked out there. But we always have a way to kill a cat, believe me. There's more than one way to kill a cat, or skin a cat, sorry. There's plenty of ways to make it happen. But yeah, channel Jen not stopping Gary, Indiana. She knows where to stop, where not to stop. We've done that trip too many times. Besides, she's from Philly. She grew up in, like, not. That's the thing about Jen. You think about that for a minute. She looks so cute and cuddly and, soft and sweet. She's a straight bitch from Philly. Don't mess with her. She is not from a good part of town. Believe me. She does not come from money, so she grew up in the street. Not really on the street, she was homeless, but she grew up in the rougher sections of Brooklyn, believe that. And yeah. She's a tough chick, believe me. She just don't look it. She's tougher than you think. What about a diesel night heater for Orwell when you're able? Ezra done test on Chinese and dealer one, if another one for a fan heater for you. Well, the thing with that is I'll be warm and that thing will be killing the battery, and then that Caterpillar ain't going to want to know nothing. And then you need a lot of battery to turn one of those over at 12 degrees and it doesn't want to know spit, and your batteries are dead because you ran a bunk heater. If I'm going to go that, I'm going to go full on APU, so I have fresh charged batteries and a warm block heater and a warm cab if I go that route, which I'd like to, because especially in the summer with the air conditioning, because I could drive a truck in 110-degree weather and roll down the windows and I'll be hot, but I'll survive. But I have a hard time sleeping in that kind of heat. So yeah, I definitely want an APU if I'm going to go that route, because that one load I did, I went all the way down to Florida. Oh, that was rough. I got hotel rooms just to get out of the truck when I sat more than a day. I had to get a room just for the air. Did you lose all the gears in the trans? What exactly happened? Okay, probably no. I don't have too many more questions. I usually don't like doing these lives long, but I still got 306 people watching, and I do not have anything else to do. So, okay, what happened? I started thinking I had something going wrong yesterday. Now, bear in mind, as you'll see in the other videos, the last 2 gears. Now, granted, it's been cold, like sub-zero cold recently. So the next couple loads I do on video is the backhaul. The backhaul that I took after. See, the last video you guys saw after this live was I brought a striker out there. Then I brought a truck as a backhaul back to Wisconsin. Then I do 2 back-to-back local loads, and then I do another trip to Delaware and back with another fire truck, but this time a city truck. Just like that company truck had one, I got another one exactly like that. So then I come back with a load after I haul that. But you'll see when it's cold, the last 2 gears, they're slow to get in gear. They're difficult to get in. But once the transmission warms up, it shifted fine. And it was just those 2 gears. So, but that's been that way since I got Orwell. I'm willing to bet you the new transmission probably gonna have the same problem. It just maybe not. Who the hell knows? But either way, that's where it started, maybe. But where it definitely started was last night. I pulled into the rest area on the Ohio Turnpike, and when I pulled it in, I thought I was hearing a little extra noise as I was rolling through the parking lot trying to find a place to park. However, I had the fan for the heater in the truck, which I need to send that blower motor out to get either rebuilt or put new bearings in it or whatever, because they're not available. You can't just go buy them anymore. So it's been getting a little loud. So I had it on high for a long period of time because it was literally like, I don't know, 5 degrees, maybe 0. Who the hell knows? It was real cold. Anyway, I thought it was that. So I just didn't really think much of it. But this morning I got it. I let it idle all night last night because it was just too damn cold to shut off. That truck don't want to know nothing. Where am I going to plug it in? So I left it idle. I woke up this morning. I didn't film anything of getting loaded. So I have a bunch of partial loads on that double drop stacked up, ready to go. So I didn't film any of the process of getting it loaded. I just figured by the time I got done, it'll be dark, so I'll just start the video the next day, which I did. So this morning I got up at the service plaza, did my normal intro, showed the load, talked about the truck, blah blah blah. Put my GoPro up on top of on top of the freight, and then put one in me, facing me, and it was driving and talking, and I got done talking. I was letting the camera go, and it just seemed like it was constantly pulling a hill. Like, you ever drive in a real bad headwind? It felt like that. I'm like, am I dragging a brake? I'm watching the mirrors. I don't see any smoke. No, nothing. My air, it's cold. Maybe pneumatically my brakes are sticking. Nope. The air pressure gauges are showing, my air pressure's up. My application air gauge is 0. I hit the trolley valve up and down, or down and up, I should say, to see what it feels like when the brakes are hitting and then release. Okay, they're working fine. Hit the service brake. Okay, they're working fine. They're not dragging. They don't feel like they're dragging, but it's just like the engine's just constantly pulling just to maintain 65. I'm like, something's not right. So pull into the next service plaza. I start hearing that noise that I thought I heard, but now it's profoundly louder. Oh, and I forgot. My transmission temperature gauge recently was like barely ever registering anything. I mean, it was registering. I was even starting to wonder if it was even working anymore because the gauge was pegged down to 0. But it's been sub-zero outside. Now, Today, she's screaming at 250. I'm like, whoa, that transmission should not be that hot. Maybe the gauge is messed up. So I stopped at the next service plaza, and as I pull off and circle around back to go check to find a parking space, it's a little louder than it was the night before. And it sounded like it's coming from underneath the truck, like through the shifter. A lot of that noise will come through the shifter. The trans is going bad. So, yeah, I started getting a sinking feeling that I had problems, and major problems at that. So I pulled in a parking space, and I let the truck roll slow to see if like I had any resistance, anything dragging. No, it rolls easy. I mean, literally, it was just a slight incline. Let the brake off, it just slowly started rolling. Like, okay, it's free as a bird. It ain't stuck. There's no stuck brake, nothing. So maybe the gauge is messed up. Going into the truck, put my hand close to the transmission. It's hot. The whole damn box is hot. I'm like, okay, trans is going out. But I'm on the Ohio toll road, so my back is itchy. Terrible. Use my Chinese food fork to scratch my back. There we go. So anyways, I go get going again, and in the low side of the transmission, it's noticeably loud. Like as I'm trying to accelerate to come out of the service plaza. So now it's like the noise is telling you, don't smash the throttle hard, but give her enough to get her going. Once I clicked over to the high side, it got a lot quieter, but still not very good. And now that I've been driving for a while, about 40, 50 miles, well, in one gear, it was fine. It came out of gear okay. But now it doesn't want to go in high gear. It will, but it'll just nip the gears. Like it won't fully engage. Because when I got off the toll road, it started to where when I would get the gear, it would like pop out and I would have to put it back in. It pop out. So I drove the last maybe 10 miles holding the shifter in the gear, to try to keep it in high gear. Once I stopped at the ramp to make my turn to get into the truck stop where it's at right now, it decided to not really want to go in gears. Some gears it just didn't want to go in. Other gears it went in easy. So like Ray was talking earlier about the cluster shaft, I'm kind of starting to think a bearing had failed and the cluster shaft dropped or something or came apart and the forks aren't being...
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Yeah, somebody just sent me a message on Instagram. All right, cool. But anyway, so some gears will go in, some gears it won't, and in low range it really makes a lot of noise and it just sounds like a meat grinder underneath there. So I got it back into a parking space, and I just shut it off, let it sit, and got a hotel while I wait for Jen, because I wasn't going to sit in the truck. And I didn't want to let it idle, because what am I going to do? How am I going to keep the transmission from spinning and eventually just being completely useless? So I figured, okay, leave it off. I'll come get a hotel room. Hopefully I won't have a problem starting it, but it is what it is. I can't leave it idle for a week, for days and days and days, just cooking a trans to pieces. So that's what happened. So now I'm in a hotel. Jen's on her way with the Mercedes. We're gonna go home with the Mercedes. I'm gonna come back with a rental truck from the company I'm leased onto, and then a company truck basically. And then we're gonna hook onto my trailer, leave Orwell here, unload my freight, come back with the empty trailer, put Orwell on the trailer, and then tow it all home. And then that's when I'll pull the transmission out and replace it or rebuild it, one or the other. Do I ever watch Easy Rider or Twin Sticks channel? Never heard of Easy Rider on YouTube. I do know of Twin Sticks Garage. I've seen some of his stuff. I'll just read some comments here. I'm not going to get into that. I know what they're talking about. I'm not going to talk down on somebody that works. He might be right, though. I don't know. Richard Hartgrave. Hey, Steve, there's a guy on Facebook Marketplace selling a 362 for parts. He's in Muncie, Pennsylvania. No, I'm going with a full-on rebuilt transmission. I work the truck. It's a revenue truck. So, no, it has to have a good transmission, a good warranty, and I'm not messing with it. Looking at main shaft bearings, somebody said. IH guy. That could be. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I mean, whatever happened happened, and it died, and I don't know how old it is. So it probably is original. You need a reman transmission. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put a reman in it, call it a day. Again, it's a work truck. And granted, there's no warranty on the engine. I built the engine myself, but I used all Caterpillar parts with the Caterpillar book. It wasn't a very hard job. It's just big, but had to buy some tools for it, but nothing I couldn't do. But yeah, I'm not going to get involved in transmission rebuilding. But they're not cheap, but they're not expensive either. I mean, depends on what your budget is, I guess. But no, I don't want a junkyard. I did that once years ago during the recession. I was really hurting for money, and I put a used transmission in my Peterbilt, and I made it 8 months. Not good. So, yeah, I don't want to do that again. No, we're gonna get a good rebuild transmission with a good warranty under it. And both companies, whether I have it rebuilt or whether I exchange it, I've done business with both. Never had a problem. Matter of fact, the differential in a 352 sitting out front, the forward diff came out from the one place that does rebuilds. In fact, they rebuilt the power divider for me because I broke power divider. That was me overdoing it. But yeah, that I've done business with both places recently, in fact, too. So I'm definitely confident with them, which is why I'm gonna tow the truck out there. Also, it controls the labor. I can make videos doing it, so instead of paying labor, I could get paid via YouTube revenue to have you guys come along do the work with me. But also, it helps to control the costs. And if you bring a broken down truck to a local shop, they think they got you, by the throat, and now they start upcharging this, that, and the other thing, and I don't want none of that. I need to be able to control the cost. So it's worth the cost of fuel to tow my truck home. Fritz Widmeyer showed me that trick. Not a free plug for Homer's Towing, but that's what Homer's Towing does. If I didn't have Jen to bring me back and forth, I could have paid Homer's Towing to tow the company truck to me, and then while I'm delivering freight, have Homer's Towing tow Orwell back to my shop. We did that with my yellow Peterbilt years ago. I remember when that transmission failed. Let me tell you some of Fritz Widmeyer. God rest his soul. God bless his soul too. He owned Widmeyer Express prior to his death. He started Widmeyer Express. It's a company I'm leased on with. Great guy. He was a boss. He was my boss. I was contracted to him, but he was a boss. But he was always a friend too. We had issues business wise where I didn't necessarily agree with the man, but we always got along great. Had a good working relationship, and I miss him terribly. But anyway, I lost that transmission, and I called the company, told them what had happened, and I was stuck in like Knoxville, Tennessee, with this transmission that was dead in that Peterbilt. And I was just figuring to take it to a shop and fix it, and man, we're talking big money. I mean, some Peterbilt deals would talk at six, seven, $8,000. I'm like, what? So Fritz said to me, "Hey, I'm gonna send Homer's Towing. They got a truck that they built just for this purpose. I'm gonna tow you a company truck, and you're gonna use the company truck to deliver your freight, and then come home, and your truck will because Widmeyer's has their own shop." And he said, "When you get back with my truck with your trailer, your truck will be done." Like, wait, what? How's that? He's like, "Trust me, it'll be worth the cost because what I'm going to save you in repair bill out on the road is going to pay for the towing bill to tow the trucks and then some, and you'll save money. You watch." Well, sure enough, he was right because his shop, the Widmeyer shop, was able to control the cost. So they were able to get a good deal on a transmission and install it, and it would have been a lot less than Peterbilt was going to rate me for down there, or whoever the hell was down there in Chattanooga. And the bill came transmission, installation of the transmission, and the towing was less than what they were telling me in Knoxville was going to cost to simply repair the truck. Plus, I didn't have any downtime. Not any, I should say. I had 2 days. So wait, it was over the weekend, I think, too. So it wasn't really a big deal. So I didn't lose the truck. And sure enough, when I got back with that truck, my truck was done, ready to go. I couldn't believe it. He was right. So that's why I'm doing it that way. I can control the costs and not get stuck with predatory dealers thinking I'm held captive. So I like that idea a lot better. And that was Fritz's idea. So yeah, if I didn't have Jenna come get me, I would have just called Homer's and I just said, okay, tow the company truck here and tow Orwell back. Um, it's just cheaper to drive a Mercedes back and forth. That car gets really good fuel mileage. It's a little V6 in that thing, but still pretty good. Still a fun car. Good morning from Australia. Love your channel, whether driving truck or working on the cars. Awesome. Thank you. You have to put what? You have to put the money into your money maker. Absolutely, Matt Williams. You know that. Ray Wilson, just like I said, since I met you, you're one of the big dogs with that company. Hello, this is Steve, and I need to borrow a tractor. No problem, Steve. Just come and get it. That's clout. I don't know if that's clout. We just work together. I mean, we hang out together. I mean, the company and me, I mean, we go to the bar, we drink together, I shouldn't say everybody, not all of it. It's a family run company, but these guys, I watch their kids grow up. They watch my kids grow up. They remember watching my kids running around as little guys, I remember when the lot was paved. I remember my oldest son he was a small guy. He was riding up on the road grader, laying the pavement down. I mean, we watched our families grow up together. So yeah, it's like a family. I mean, when uh, they had some family losses. We'll leave it at that. That bothered me when Fritz died. That bugged the hell out of me. You know, that we've had guys have problems where they get sick on the road, and they've made sure the guy got home. And one time Bino got hurt. Believe me, they made right with Bino when he got hurt on the road one time. They made it right with him. They made it right with everybody. So it's a good family company. You take care. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're one of these guys that come in, work for 3 months, and leave, whatever. But you got guys that's been here a long time. Now, they take good care of us. We've been here a long time. We take care of them too. Uh, so yeah, it's a good relationship. That's why I don't leave. That's why I live in Wisconsin, because they're based out of there. And believe me, I'd love to live in Florida, but I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make Florida be a vacation place for me. But yeah, I wouldn't say that's clout, Ray. I would just say it's just a good working relationship with the common goal of being able to put the freight on get the customers their freight and keep on going with what we've been doing. Have you ever looked at Gentry and Sons? He has 2 or 3 cab over he's putting back on the road for commerce. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, first I heard of him. He bought the Air Force cab over off Bruce Wilson with that 6V. I don't know if it's a 92 or 71, but it's a V6 Air Force cab over that Bruce Wilson chopped in half and put 2 trucks together. He bought that. I seen he just acquired another one. I don't know what he's doing with it exactly. I didn't watch the video in detail, but I know of it. But that's the one I haven't seen yet. I seen he was moving some oversized pontoon boats recently too. So, but yeah, I know of him. But yeah, he's going to put it on a road and haul revenue freight with it, which to me it's not really of a value. I have a truck to just sit there, but that's me. I can't justify the cost. This channel does not pay enough to put a truck together just to show it. You guys seem to be here for what I do with it work-wise rather than the truck itself. So we'll see. Granted, the truck helps also, but I don't know. I watch the analytics on what works and what doesn't work with me. Dave J says boat dreams in the canals of New York. Love the show. Can't get enough. Came through Rochester, New York. Yeah, that's a goal. I'd like to. Believe me, this transmission is going to take away. This month's engine budget. I'll tell you that. So the Sea Ray's going to have to wait a little longer for its engine, but that's fine. I'm actually kicking around the idea about taking a travel trailer out Memorial Day weekend too. I just kind of find a place that I want to go to. Um, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I also have to go. I mentioned earlier. I have to go to Tacoma, Washington, to go pick up my son's car. My older son gave my younger son a car, and it's going to be in Tacoma, Washington, end of this month, early next month, because it's being shipped back from Hawaii. Or not back. It never left Hawaii. It was always a brand new car in Hawaii. So my older son moved out of Hawaii, and he gave my other son, I have 2 sons. My oldest son gave my younger son a car. So we shipped it in from Hawaii. So it's that's the other thing too. I got to get Orwell fixed so I can go get that car because that car really shouldn't be driven that kind of distance. You'll love this car. I really can't wait to introduce that car to the channel. But it's coming too. It's a cool car. It's not. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. It's definitely different for us. Big Mike, I know where a 1983 Pete single sleeper cab over is. Has a full set of 24.5 aluminum rims and tires and 355 gears. Maybe interested? Question mark. Um, what engine? Maybe. What engine? Because the next truck's gonna have a different engine than the one I have. Love the loud engine in Orwell. Well, you like loud engines? Just wait. I got it. I got ideas. I got ideas. 200-pound gorilla. What's going on? My transmission died, so I'm in a hotel figuring out how to get my truck back to Wisconsin. I already figured it out. I already discussed it. Jen's coming in with the Mercedes. We're going to turn around and go back home. Come back with a rental truck, a Widmeyer company truck. Same company I'm with. Unload my freight with that truck. Come back with the empty trailer. Load up Orwell and tow it home. And then we're going to replace the transmission. Matt P. Lombardo. Hi, FSC. I'm 15 and I want to be an owner-op when I get older. What do you suggest for a good first truck? I definitely want a long nose or cab over. All right, Matt. First, I'm going to tell you, same as I tell my son, Matt. If you can, I'm not trying to crush your dreams, but I'm telling you, it's a lot harder to be a trucker than you think it is. So with that, if you really, really, really want to be a truck driver, and that's all you ever want to be all your life, I'm going to tell you right now. Right now, the way the laws are set up with trucking, with e-logs and so forth, you want to get a cheap enough truck that you could afford, but a good enough truck you can still lease it on with places, because you're going to have to lease on with companies initially to start making a living with it. And it takes money. So first off, at 15, your first issue is you can't drive interstate across state lines with a truck till you're 21 years old. That may change. They're talking about changing that, but as of right now, the advice I'm going to give you is based on the way the laws are today. You're not going to drive interstate across state lines until you're 21. Getting hired on with a major company with no experience with a truck, that's going to be even more difficult. But if you know people, you might be able to make that happen. You got to find smaller outfits that are willing to gamble with you, if they know you personally, or if somebody they know can vouch for you, stuff like that. It's a little difficult to get in, but not impossible. As far as the truck, right now, I tell you straight up, stay away from ELD, stay away from all the emissions garbage. Which, if you want a truck or a long hood or a cab over, you're looking 1999 model year or older. 1999 model year with the VIN number, meaning the engines and VINs go different, in other words. So if you stick with a 1999 and older, you're exempt from the ELD side of things. If you go way older, like Orwell, you'll have a mechanical engine, meaning there's no electronics to it. So even if they ever do pass speed limiters, it'll be impossible to put one on your truck. Who knows? Maybe one day they'll ban a truck like mine. But as of right now, they can't, because it's a 1984 and it meets and or exceeds the standards for 1984 with the year it was made. So 99 and older is where to go. And those trucks could be found for reasonable money. Don't get discouraged if you can't afford the truck you want. Like if you want a 379 Peterbilt, okay, it's going to cost you money. But you might find a decent FLD 120 Freightliner that is not exactly a well-liked truck. If you find the right truck, you could actually get one for a reasonable price, probably half the cost of a Peterbilt. It isn't as good of a truck as a Peterbilt. They weren't built as well as Peterbilts, in my opinion. But half the money, in the end, the truck is just a body bolted on a frame and an engine and a good driveline. So it really doesn't matter what truck body is sitting on top, as long as your driveline is in good, solid working order. So maybe you set your goals for a Peterbilt for your second truck once you start off with something smaller. Or not smaller, but something of lesser value, hence easier to buy. That's what I'm thinking. Ronaldo Jason asks, "Is Bruce Wilson a truck driver?" I don't know the man personally. I just see his videos. He did a video with Gentry, kind of, sort of. I know he got in trouble because when he was making videos, he was on probation. You can look that up online. That's easy to see what happened to Bruce Wilson. Apparently, according to court documents, him and a former cop did a insurance job on a chopped up Dodge pickup truck. The cop wanted extra money, so he chopped up his own pickup, and Bruce Wilson got caught with the parts. I have no idea what kind of charges, if any, the cop had, but Bruce Wilson took some charges. And he was on probation. He was leaving the state of Florida. He did some videos of Whistling Diesel. He was leaving the state, and I don't know if he was allowed to do that. And apparently part of the probation issue is he has to have a job. But he was doing real good with his YouTube money, so why he couldn't just continue to stay self-employed doing what he was doing with YouTube, I don't know. But he, from what I could tell, he was doing things with the truck he shouldn't be doing, like hauling freight. So as you put revenue on that truck, you're a trucker with no numbers on a not-for-hire truck. I think that bit him. So now, it appears he's not allowed to do videos on YouTube right now. But he is, according to Gentry and Sons Trucking, he is leased on with them and is now a truck driver with Blue Collar. His cab, or is what he named his cab over, Blue Collar. So he's driving Blue Collar for Gentry and Sons, which is a legal job. So now I guess he is a trucker now. Where before he was a guy that, I think his channel started off with off-road stuff. That Dodge truck he had, Flat Nasty. I think that was what his primary thing with the YouTube was before he did the Will It Start video with the truck he later called Optimus. And his channel blew up on that. So he started making trucking content, but he wasn't a truck driver. Now he is. But now to stay out of jail, he has to meet his requirements with probation. Apparently YouTube is a problem. So that video with Gentry, he says once he's off probation, he'll be back. So is Bruce Wilson a trucker? I think now he is. And I wish him the best of luck. I hope him. Honestly, I'd love to meet him. Maybe do a collab if that's possible. His channel was bigger than mine, so I got nothing but respect for the guy. I don't know. I'm just mentioning what I read on the internet, and I seen the charging documents on the internet that was released. So, I just think it's funny that a cop got him involved in a chop shop. Oh boy. But yeah, he is a truck driver as of now, from what I could tell. Ever pull tankers? Clayton Brown asks. Cement tankers. Dry bulk. I used to do some plastic too. Was it Bruce Wilson who I watched his funeral convoy? I have no idea. I doubt it. Bruce Wilson was in jail, IH guy said. Yeah, he was. He got locked. Probation violation, so they snatched him up and locked him. But he got locked for basically him and a cop are charged with running a chop shop. And them diesel trucks. So you can look that up. There's videos about what happened to him. But it was him and an officer involved with a chop shop. So yeah, crooked cop and a chop shop and a guy. That guy being Bruce Wilson. Sorry about Orwell's transmission. Hey, that crap happens, man. Equipment breaks. That's how it goes. Hi, Steve. I live in Appleton. Drive by your place regularly. Keep on trucking. Yeah, that's the plan. Rob Peters says you can get beat up driving an FLD. LOL. Yeah, they're not the best trucks on the planet Earth, but the guy's 15 years old. He wants to get into trucking. So what are you going to do? Go tell him to buy a $120,000 Kenworth? W9? I mean, where's he going to get that kind of money? He might actually be able to, maybe borrow some money off of grandpa or his mom or dad or somebody and get a reasonable truck for not a lot of money. I mean, maybe he can get a, $20,000, $30,000 truck and break into the business that way, doing local stuff with people. I mean, even a company like what I'm leased out to, you need 2 years experience, but I guarantee you, Matthew, I could train Matthew to be a truck driver, and he could start here as soon as he turned 21 if he wanted to. Heck, I'm guarantee you, if I asked, he could drive a truck at 18 in trust state within the state of Wisconsin because I could train Matthew, but that's my son. So maybe this 15-year-old could get a deal similar to that with somebody he knows. I mention FLD 120s because they're older and they're cheap. They're not like, let's be frank, a nice 379 Peterbilt. You're still looking $50,000, $60,000. Maybe he can get an FLD for 25 and save him some money, and they get a much better truck once he puts some money in his pocket. He says, "Okay, thanks for the." Matter of fact, that's a kid, Matt P. Lombardo. Okay, thanks for the advice. My dad has an R model that'll start out when I get my license. Well, R model, you're gonna want a truck with a sleeper, but you can put a sleeper on an R model. That would actually look really, really cool. That'd be a badass truck. Actually, think about it. Um, it's probably not the most comfortable truck on planet Earth, but heck, man, when you're young, who cares? You can beat the hell out of yourself and survive easy. I mean, I'm 43 and I drive a cab over, and I'm doing just fine. So yeah, look in it like that, man. Just get in it any way you can. Get in it and get going. Figure out a way, make it happen. Your pop's got an R model. There you go. Work out a deal with pop. Get that R model off of him. Maybe do a lease purchase. Not lease purchase. Rent to own kind of thing. Come on, make your payments. Look, that's what you do. Buy a truck off your father. Pay him every week or every month. Maybe a percentage of the revenue, whatever. Figure out a deal with your pop. He's your pop. He'll make a good deal with you. He ain't gonna. I shouldn't say some. I mean, some people out there whose fathers would burn them, but if your 15-year-old want to drive truck, I have a feeling your pop's a good dude. You make it a good deal with your pop, but honor the deal. Don't burn your father. Don't ever do that. At least not. Sometimes, believe me, back in the day, I borrowed money off my parents way back in the day. I couldn't afford to pay back, and they were plenty pissed, but they also understood the situation changed on me, whatever. But don't burn your pop. But yeah, that might be a good way to go. Magnus Red. Why is it that cab overs aren't common in the U.S.? Over here in Europe, we almost always drive cab overs. Years ago, we had overall length laws. Nowadays, the trucks could be as long as you want. The comfort level gets better when you get a big long hood. So that's why cab overs were phased out. But also, there's more mechanisms involved as far as tilting the cab up and down. It's more of a pain in the ass. Believe me, it is a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. However, once the cab is up, it's completely out of the way and easy to work on. I also heard, I don't know how true this is, but I also heard some of these bigger Fortune 500 companies, they start worrying about the insurances and guys getting hurt falling out of the trucks as they're climbing up and down the ladders. Insurance might have something to do with that too. I never heard of such a thing until recently, and insurance never balked at all as far as me putting my truck on the road. So I don't know, but we don't have length laws. You guys probably still have overall length laws where your rigs can only be so long. Let's see here. Have you ever looked up Truckin' Life on YouTube? He has a 379, awesome and beautiful. No, I have not. I know about Life Behind the Wheel. He's got a 389. Daryl Savage, how did you get into trucking? And I'm way far back. Well, I got a long way to go. How I got into trucking, I'll answer that before I get to the newer ones here. Sean was born, I was like 20 years old. So I had to do something to feed a family. And I always wanted to drive trucks since I was a kid, riding up and down the Jersey Turnpike, looking at the big Peterbilts and Kenworths. And man, I always loved trucks. I had a cousin that had the first year 379 came out. I had a cousin that had one of those, and I always wanted one. So that's kind of where it started. But I was born out of necessity to feed my family. Nothing more, nothing less. But it was wasn't a glorified start. Let me put it to you like that. I had to learn how to starve to death and not die. Jose Burrito. That sounds terrible. Brito. Brito. Jose Burrito. Hi there from Dubai. Or, no. D-U. Where the hell's D-U-V-A-I? Or do you mean to hit the B and it's Dubai? Excuse me. Either one. What up from Ohio, as it happens to be. Here with a busted transmission. Where's your drink at, Steve? Keep on trucking, outlaw life. I had no intention of being here, so actually I'm going to walk across the street, probably go get some beer, and I think about it. Right now I'm just sucking on a NOS. I took a nap earlier today when I got here, so I just woke up and started the live stream. An hour, 49 minutes, 332 people, crazy people watching me drink my NOS. But I do appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I certainly do appreciate it. Where's my drink? Yeah. I don't know. Probably shouldn't drink so much on the live streams. The last one, I was pretty lit when I got up and went to bed. Oh, let's see here. Ricky Griffiths, hi from the UK. Once again, hello from Ohio. Frozen Ohio. It's still cold here. How familiar are you with Marmon trucks? Good looking trucks. Never drove one. Never been in one. Don't know much about them. They always look cool to me. I don't know much about them though. Wouldn't mind learning. Redneck Rail Fan. Hey Steve, ever check out Just Truckin'? No, I have not. I need to start writing these down. Jose Burrito said, hello there. Hi there of Duvai, D-U-V-A-I-A, or A-I, sorry. Bro, $1,000. I don't even know what that means. It's probably, that's probably a translator he's using. I just wish I understood it better. But I appreciate you watching, brother. Truckin' Life has a custom 379 named Bella. That's a custom made to look like a Bel Air with turquoise color and old single headlights. Check it out. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That sounds pretty cool. Hello from San Jose, California. What up? In Ohio, frozen. Road Train 5910 said, only seen one Marmon here in my state, and it was a road train. It was road train rated. Matt P. Lombardo asked, do I ever run through Jersey? Brother, I was born in Jersey. I'm in there all the time. Either with the car or with the truck. But yeah, Jersey's common for me. Very common. Michael Page said, hey, Steve from Boston. Right now from Binghamton, New York. Passed you a couple times on the highway. I usually keep the CB turned up and squelched out. So if you see me, shout out, man. Say hi. Sometimes you might get lucky. You catch me while I have the GoPro going. If I do have the GoPro going, I put that on a video if I can. So there you go. Dalton Transport. I think you asked that on a comment. I never got to that yet. What is your opinion on running an E model turbo on a B model Cat? Let's see how many comments you got here. Let me ask you this. What are you going to do with that truck, Dalton Transport? I'll watch for you. I can give you a basic answer if I don't see a reply to that. But yeah, what are you going to do with this truck? CLR says, used to live just down by the way your shop in Wrightstown. Glad to catch a live stream for once instead of the videos only. I actually prefer not to do live streams because they're not produced, but you guys seem to like them. Once they're up, not too many people watch the full things. I can watch the analytics on that, but it's they're 100% raw, so I can't edit out the mess ups and all of that. But I do tend to like watching. There we go. I don't know what the hell happened. It just skipped out. The internet's been like that recently. Oh, battery's fine. I could plug it in here too, easy. Let's see here if I got any answers from. No, not yet. Okay, so I prefer not to do lives because they're just me yapping. There's no production to them. They're not as entertaining. But you guys have the ability to reach out directly to me, and I try to answer all these questions that come through. Unfortunately, I don't get to everybody. So if I didn't answer a question you asked earlier, just retype it. I will eventually get to you. I'm certainly not trying to ignore anybody here. Another question here about that. Someone says I dig that shirt. Yeah. I bought this on the top of Sears Tower when I first took my older son there. It's just right there. It's 100 miles to Chicago. I've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark and we're wearing sunglasses. There you go. Yeah, I bought this at top of Sears Tower when I took my older son there. Somebody says, what's your opinion on the Switchblade turbos? Okay, school me on that. I never heard of such a thing. Curious. Ray Wilson, I spent 3 days in a motel in Elizabethtown, Kentucky in October 2015, and then 2 more days in the same motel 2 weeks later when it tore up again, almost at the same place. Well, that's not good. Not good at all. What gear ratio do I have in my truck? Honestly, I don't know. I never looked. Raptor balls. I guess you must be talking about an older Ford Raptor because the new ones don't have any. Starting with TMC orientation is over for me tomorrow. Then I go out with a trainer. Is flatbed the most profitable for a lease operator? I think so. Um, I'll tell you right now, companies like where I'm at here, you need 2 years experience of over the road, and I think also 2 years of flatbed. So I always tell people, oh yeah, the other kid, that 15-year-old, if you can, go with flatbedding because you can always go to a reefer, you can always go to a van, but flatbedding is a little harder to get into because every large company needs you to have experience, but where you start with no experience, see the problem? So it's a little hard to get into. But this guy, he's talking about TMC. That's a flatbed carrier. I think flatbedding is a lot better money, personally. I've swung doors and I've hauled produce, reefers, and my beef with produce isn't the freight. It isn't the reefer trailer. It isn't the engine running behind me while I try to sleep. It is the grocery warehouses. That attitude don't work for me, guys. So I like doing flatbed. They're actually happy when you get there. Imagine if you guys pull grocery, you don't know how well it is, how nice it is when you get there, and they're happy to see you. It ain't like showing up to Hunts Point or the Chicago Water Market. Now the old one's even worse. But go to St. Louis Produce Market with a load of watermelons to see how well they welcome you. They don't. Yeah, I got banned from that place. Yeah, oh man, that's a story I should tell in a video. But yeah, I dumped it. I dumped all the busted melons they left in the trailer. As many, as fast. It was on an uphill. You come out of the docks, go uphill. As fast as I could come downhill and stomp on a brake, I dumped a dumpster full of melons on the ground and left. There you go. So you can't do that. Well, I just did it. So now what are you gonna do about it? And I left. I got banned. Oh, I was in such a I was so broken hearted. I really wanted to go back. I was, oh my god, I won't have it do a disaster like that. Oh, I've done a few like that. Sam's Club, Taylor, Pennsylvania. Oh, we're not gonna load you today. Okay, well I don't feel like I'm coming back tomorrow. I'll come back whenever. When you really want the load, give me a call. About 3 weeks later, I brought it to him. Yeah, it was many, many years ago. That 15-year-old Matt P. Lombardo is actually a really cool Pete 362 on Facebook Marketplace for 30 grand with a cat. Now, there you go. That better be a real good truck for 30. But yeah, you're gonna have issues with any older truck. But yeah, there you go. If I don't want to make it happen, but that's the idea. Look around. You should be living on Marketplace at Craigslist looking for truck. Dalton Transportation, talking about that turbo. I don't know about my opinion, putting a E model Caterpillar turbo on a B model. Holland General Van Freight, air to air, has been updated, putting a driver in it. It's a B model in a Kenworth. Okay, right there you said it best, putting a driver in it. That guy is going to beat the snot out of that thing. My personal opinion on that, see, you're not doing it, you're just driving it. You're not like racing it or anything like that, right? You're not showing it or trying to be cool with it. So my opinion of that is keep it stock. Caterpillar built a great engine. Just keep it stock. Run it the way it was. Because once you start interchanging parts, it becomes problematic to get parts. In other words, if you have a turbo breakdown on a road, you now have to know. You can't just look it up by what it's supposed to be. You have to look up by what it is. You've got to know where that turbo came from and the serial number off the engine, and so forth. So I'm not saying don't do it. I know it can be done. I know people that have done it. But my personal opinion, which is how I run Orwell, I just keep a stock. I'm not going to start going and changing a lot of things to it because Caterpillar designed a good engine. Just leave it be at that. Because once you start messing with it, you could be messing with things that aren't designed to take the power, the torque that you're adding to it. You gotta bear in mind, chain is as strong as its weakest link. Don't forget that. Hi, Steve from Winnipeg. Man, what? Yeah, Winnipeg Jets fan. Oh, right. I'm thinking football. You're thinking hockey, right? Jen would be duh. Hi, Steve from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Ever doing trucking in Canada? Yes, some back in the day before you needed a passport. I don't have a passport. Before you needed a passport to do cross border, um, I entered Canada out of Maine, and I re-entered in Sault Ste. Marie, or up there, northern Michigan. So that's about as much trucking as I've done in Canada, up in Quebec, up there. I don't know, beef with it up there. It's different. It's certainly interesting. Things are different up there. I'll leave it at that. I think in Quebec they have a little more eye candy though, but just maybe I was just lucky that day. Does Orwell have cruise control? Nope. That was Ronaldo Jason. Nope, does not have cruise control. Hand unloading windows in Lorton, Virginia. Could use some help. That was Crusty Cornfield Cadillac. Oh, I love it. Cornfield Cadillac. Oh, yeah. So many younger guys don't know what that is, but yeah, I do. Yeah, hand unloading crap sucks, but hey, I guess windows don't exactly fall off the truck. I guess they could fall off the truck, but then they break. How many miles on Orwell? And was that a Keen trucking truck? Yes, it was. That truck started life as a Keen transport truck. Miles on it, a little over 1 million. Exact miles are unknown. Ray Wilson, the high point of my breakdown motel stay is the restaurants and TV. Yeah, it's nice to have a shower and a TV, just like at home. Um, yeah. And then Jen's on her way, so it'll be almost like being home without Matt. That could be nice. Let's see here. Flatbed experience, question mark. It's easy. Is that a question? I don't think it's terribly difficult, but like what I'm doing with LTLs right now. Yeah, guys haven't seen what the freight looks like, but we have one, two, three. I have 4 stops on a double drop trailer. So sometimes you have to kind of it's like a Jenga pile. You got to make them mix inter mesh together to get all the freight to fit on the trailer. It's a good way to do it. And you do a real good where I'm at. But tying it down can be a little tricky. You need some skill with that. But it's not that hard. I don't see why. I guess some people don't understand it, but I don't see why these people need like 2 years experience. I think with the right amount of training over a shorter period of time with more difficult loads, I think a guy could get it easy. Um, Tying down bigger, like one military truck or a big striker or a fire truck on there, there's not that much training involved. And a lot of my videos show how to do it, like how not to break stuff. One of the trucks I'm going to do, the city truck. I don't grab it by its factory pull hooks. I don't want to scratch the paint. I mean, don't put chrome pull hooks on the front of the truck, and you're going to go and put your nasty chain on that thing and chip the chrome out of a brand new truck. No, grab it by its front axle. Just don't accidentally wrap your chain around the drag link to bend the drag link. It's not that hard. You can teach anybody that. It's not that difficult. Wade Bauer says, your company hiring more cab overs? Question mark. Thanks. Call them and ask. They're always looking for people. They're always looking for good owner operators. My opinion is you got a guy with a vintage truck. He knows how to truck. So you're not going to have a problem out of him. As long as you get good customer service out of him, you got a guy you don't have to babysit and you don't have to worry about the guy all the time. You don't got to spoon feed him everything. So call him and ask. Worst case, tell him I sent you. Let's see here. Aaron Harmon says, I don't know too much about Switchblade turbos, but I hear they increase your fuel mileage. Okay, guys. Here's the thing. You're only going to get X amount of energy out of a gallon of fuel. Okay? That's true. I'll have to get that back from later. Some engines burn more efficiently than others, but there's only so much energy in a gallon of fuel. So all these little tricks to make you're never going to make a terrible truck great, and you can easily make a great truck terrible. But in the end, I don't think you're going to make any major difference. That might be an important call. So with that, guys, that's my older son. I have to do with the car. So I'm going to have to let you guys go for a minute. It's been a great 2 hours. Oh, yeah, it's a long time. All right, guys, let me let it go with that. So, with that, thanks for watching. Keep an eye on the new videos coming up. It'll be more trucking of different things I've hauled since the striker, and then we will be vlogging this whole thing here with the transmission and stuff. We'll maybe do some more lives in the process. Maybe tomorrow me and Jen will be up in the car or something, or we'll figure something out. Anyway, with that, I gotta go. I gotta get this call because something might be going out with my other son with that car. Later, guys.